Hey guys, what's going on? BMcG here, and yes, we are back with the tier list. After I think a year and a half is when I did the last update. I don't even know if I made a video on the last update, but that's the last tab that I have in the sheet. So it has been a long time coming since I've updated the tier list, and because of that, it might be a little rough to start with. So I'm gonna ask you guys to break it apart in the comments. Tell me what you think I got wrong. Tell me what you think needs to be updated. Tell me what characters need certain emojis. I think I did a decent job getting this to a solid state, but yeah, I want to hear you guys' thoughts. I want you guys to tear it apart. Be nice about it, but give some constructive feedback so we can get this thing back in order, because we had it in a really good spot before I stopped doing these. But I'm not gonna dive into too much of it today, just because I think I want to hear your guys' thoughts and then construct the next iteration based on that, if that makes sense. But I do want to talk about the new Spider-Man, Lizard, Yondu, who's coming out, I think actually today. When you watch this video, it should be today if you're watching on the day of release. Same with Super Skrull. Both will be coming out as 7 stars. And then Venom the Duck also got his mini buff through the relic. So we'll be talking about all 5 of those. They're highlighted in purple, and they also have the new emote. So yeah, just a reminder for how I do the key. I really wanted to make it more more informative. So if a character wants their awakening, they're gonna have the awakening emoji. If they want 660, it'll be 660. If they want max sig, it'll be max sig. If they want synergies, yeah, they'll have synergies. If they have high skill, it'll be the bench press. If they're ramp up, it's gonna be a running person. Defender, obviously they'll have bricks. Some of these I can already tell that I didn't fully update. Omega Red, he doesn't have the bleed emote for the recoil tree, but I'll have to update that. I mean, he's still fine without it, but you guys get what I'm saying. It's been a long time since I've done this, and I just wanted to get this out there, so please break it apart. But yeah, that's the key. And then the only other thing that I'll explain are the red X's. Those characters are not available as 7 stars yet, but I did want this to be a good source of information for people who are focused on only 6 stars. So if they have 6 stars, they could just look at the whole tier list and it's relevant to them. If you are focused on 7 stars primarily, just ignore the X'd out characters. And yes, I know I think it's the banquet that's coming up in December, some of the characters on this have been announced to get released to 7 stars then, and that's when we'll update the tier list. But Absorbing Man, I don't anticipate him moving up or down after he becomes a 7 star. I think he's just going to be fine right there. And that's kind of how I wanted to structure this for most rarity lock champions, except for Magic and Quake. They're both at 5 stars, and I can't recommend them to anyone because you just move on so quickly from 5 stars now. So I don't want you investing resources in 5 stars only to just quickly get on to 6 stars and 7 stars. So yeah, let's start with Lizard because he's at the top. So the best way I could describe Lizard is if Onslaught and Scorpion were fused together to create a kit, if that makes sense. Lizard has that mechanic where they take a burst of damage when they launch special attacks based on how much power they have. It comes from Retribution, and then there's also, I think it's based on the ruptures that they have. So the more ruptures they have and the higher the power they have, the more damage they'll take when they launch a special. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then he stores it, and then you use your special 2 or special 3 to cash out, so the final hit deals a massive burst. He's poison immune. He's also buff immune during his specials. When he's immune to a buff, he goes unstoppable and unblockable, gains increased attack rating. He also has a tracking debuff that you can have up for, I think, the whole fight pretty much, if you're good about pausing it and re-triggering it. So he's a great counter to Enchantress, Nico Minoru, any other character with Miss. So I do think Lizard's pretty good, and I do think he has the potential to move up, but for right now, I'm going to keep him at the bottom of the great tier. And honestly, he might just be the top of the good tier. And that's another thing I want to note while I'm talking about this is that Spider-Ham to Void, I feel those characters are just they're all just so good. You could put Void in front of Spider-Ham and some people would say, yeah, that's right, and then some people would say, yeah, it's wrong. So don't get too focused on the actual placement, just worry about the color. I want to just find a good way to fit everything on one screen. That way you take one screenshot. So yeah, I think that's Lizard. I don't think there's anything else that I really want to talk about in Science except for Overseer. He has the stocks up emoji, so that means value shift up. Also, him and Shang-Chi have that, if you notice Shang-Chi with it. So I'll have videos coming out. The thumbnail should be on the screen right now. They're going to be a new series I'm debuting to kind of like tie in my content plans to my tier list. So like if a character moves up or has like a value shift up based on the meta of the game, I want to talk about it. I want us to talk about if they're aging well, if their abilities are being, demanded more than they used to be. I think that'd be fun. So next up we've got Yondu. I think Yondu was buffed a couple of months ago, but he's coming out as a 7-star today if you're watching the video on the day of the release. He is like honestly pretty cracked. I will link a video in the pinned comment. It's Allison Edits video of Yondu. So like take it with a grain of salt. She's running synergies and then the recoil tree, and I think it's a maxed out 7-star, but some of the stuff that Yondu can do now is just nuts. And if you're like new to the game and you get like a 6-star Yondu and dupe him, he's gonna be awesome. He's absolute tank. He has heal block, he has prowess removal through invalidation. He can also gain armor ups. He deals rupture. He doesn't do bleed anymore, so he's great for a lot of mutants. He's just an all-around great character, and he deals so much damage through the block where you can just like take fights out only by hitting block because of the ruptures and then the critical hits through block. So really awesome buff that they did to Yondu. I think he didn't need much, but he got like everything he needed. So fun. Venom the Duck, he like technically got a buff because he got a relic that's made specifically for him, and it like I think the max amount of buffs you can get is 6 from his kit instead of 10. But ramping him up is so easy. You could ramp him up after 2 fights instead of, I think 5 is what it was before. So he's just way more practical to play. He's basically like a more consistent version of Venom. A Venom with the Venom relic is just a different beast, but like Venom versus Venom the Duck kind of without the Venom relic in play, I think he's more consistent because like you can choose which buffs you want. The toxic armor is really solid. Yeah, it's just Venom the Duck, but better. And some people are really enjoying him. I think he's pretty cool. I think he's going to be at the top of, or the bottom of the great tier. I don't think he actually might be interchangeable with Superior Iron Man. I like Superior Iron Man more, but yeah. Super Skrull got buffed, and I really like Super Skrull. I might move him to the bottom of the good tier actually, but we'll have to see based on your guys' feedback. He's basically the same as before, but with a easier loop. So all of his like things to trigger are easier to do so. So before, to get the Nova Flames buff, it would be 8 Fury buffs. Now it's 6, which is very, very easy to do. And then I think against all tech champions, it's either all tech champions or tech champions immune to Incinerate. He inflicts Nova Flame debuffs, which is huge. So he could take Penny Parker now. He's also great for MODOK because the Undermine. He's really solid overall. He's just still the same as before, and I don't think it's really hard for him to like compete with the rest of the existing champions, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's where Super Skrull's at. And then we've got the new Spider-Man. So this dude, he's pretty damn good. I'm honestly, like, personally, I'm taking him to rank 4 just because he's that good. He's up there with Spiral in terms of like the best cheat death counters. So if you look at the Cosmic class, we have Serpent, Hercules, and Dark Phoenix. Hercules isn't, he's not a 7-star, and he's also not that crazy on defense. But we have Serpent and Dark Phoenix, who both have like a cheat death mechanic that's very punishing, and the new Spider-Man is just like awesome at dealing with these characters. You can play in a way where you're power controlling them, and you like only have to bait one special one, if that. Like I've had some fights where you don't have to bait a special attack at all. So he's just really solid. He's got marked. The marked potency increases with I think missing health, and that is unlocked with your Sig ability. So you want him to be at least Sig 1 if you want to counter Dark Phoenix and Serpent. But he's just all around versatile attacker. He's primarily red numbers, which is huge just in general. It bypasses a lot of things. yeah, he's just awesome. A lot of fun to play. He utilizes the traps on the screen, or like the area effects, very well. And you can turn off his auto run, so like the whole loop is like push them through the web on the map, and it just feels so much fun to play. So yeah, I think he's deserving of that like number 7 spot. You know, when you get to the top end of the tier list, I try to make it more structured, where like each character is kind of placed where I think they're ranked in order, and then as you get lower, it doesn't really matter as much. And I really feel like it makes sense for where Spider-Man's at, because like I think he's better than Spiral at what they both do, but I don't think he's better than anyone above them. Like Nico is just the best Mystic in the game, flat out. Kushala is also phenomenal. Doctor Doom, if he was a 7-star, is just insane. Shathra is amazing at reducing, her buff control is actually just great, because no one's really immune to atrophy, and like the buffs just fall off if they're not indefinite. Tigra in the right hands is phenomenal. And Absorbing Man, I think they announced him for Banquet, so he's going to be out, and he's just like an all-around amazing generalist. So in terms of like specialized characters, because I think Spider-Man is more specialized in like dealing with the cheat death cosmics, I think he's like the best at doing it. But like Nico has buff immunity, so anyways, I do think he makes sense where he's at. But again, I want you guys to like break this apart, tear this tier list apart, give me your thoughts, and like if I miss something in the emojis, like call it out, I'll add it. I've been busy as hell. If you guys haven't seen my upload schedule, I haven't uploaded in like 5 weeks, so I'm trying to break that trend and like dedicate some time to making a video. So I apologize if this isn't as polished as my usual stuff. Kind of not talking about the tier list anymore, just like general stuff. But I've gotten in a weird spot with YouTube where I feel like everything I have to do is like, it needs to be super polished, it needs to be better than the last, and this is me trying to like break that. It's like, if you have that mindset, you'll never do it. So yeah, I'm not sure why I'm rambling, because most people are only here for the tier list. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Please break this apart. Subscribe if you find this useful, like if you found it useful, and if you happen to be going on the web store to pick some stuff up, you can use my code to support me. If you don't want to use my code, if you thought this tier list was garbage, use someone else's code. They'd appreciate it. And I'll see you guys for the next video or stream. Actually, no streams because I'm so busy, but it will be the 2 Resurgence videos that I mentioned, Overseer and Shang-Chi. And then keep an eye out on my shorts, because I'm going to try to post more of those. So that's it for me, guys. Peace out.